Happy holidays, people, or if you're off and you're watching the recording, you're elsewhere. Good for you. Let's have a seat. Let's start to get comfortable. Those of you on mats or cushions or whatever. So let's straighten up your spine. You can start with closing your eyes. And as always, we're going to take our three centering breaths. Let's take them together. So let's breathe in through the nose. And breathe out through the mouth. Nice long breath. Let your shoulders relax. Settle in. Okay, let's breathe in once again. Really plug the crown of your head up towards your ceiling. And then settle in down to your mat. All right, last breath together. Let's breathe in. And then release. All right, we're gonna settle our whole body from top to bottom. So let's start with the forehead. If there's any wrinkles in the forehead, iron those out. If you want, you can even take your fingertips and see if there's any wrinkles and just drag them slowly down. Maybe down to your nose and your cheeks, your chin, your jaw, and then down to your neck. Notice how it holds up your head all day long. Let's focus in on it for a moment. Begin to relax that. Down to your shoulders. And then on your next out breath from your shoulders, down your arms, all the way to your hands and your fingertips. And then notice what your hands are touching, whether they're clasped gently in your lap, or maybe they're on your knees. Okay, really plugging into the top half of your body. And then let's work our way back to our torso, how your chest or your belly expands as you breathe in and out. All right, and let's make our way down to the lower half of our body. So let's focus on our big touch points on the bottom where either your bottom touches your mat and you're sitting cross-legged where your shins touch your feet, and in turn where your feet touches your mat. Okay, you should be feeling pretty relaxed right now, ready to go. And for the next little bit here, we're just gonna sit and just continue to breathe. And if you notice you're getting lost in thought somewhere, just come back to that breath, maybe a noise around you. All right, we're gonna take one last deep breath together. I'll call it out, and when you breathe out, I'm gonna play the singing bowl, and we'll open up our eyes and start. So let's take one last deep breath in, and then breathe out. All right, hop off my block. We're gonna start with a something for our spine. So let's open up our eyes. Let's take that right palm and place it on the left knee and plant the left palm on the floor behind you and twist counterclockwise, turning the chin into the left shoulder, and just gently pushing to the left. And then as you breathe out here, let's unwind, come back to center. Oof. And let's get the other side, twisting to the right. And with each out breath, try to turn the chin a little bit further into the shoulder or to your right and look further behind you. In my case, I can see the printer now. Oof. All right. Let's unwind. Then we're going to keep our legs crossed. Let's get our neck. So let's sit on our right fingertips and reach over our head with our left arm. Okay, the whole point of sitting on your fingertips is to pull that right shoulder down as you pull your head away from the right shoulder. And then feel free to just rotate your head back and forth and find the tight spot, wherever that is. Everyone's could be a little different. All right, give yourself one last pull and then gently let go. Let's switch hands. So we're sitting on the left fingertips, reaching over our head with our right arm. And you know the drill. Rotate back and forth. Okay. And we're gonna let go of our head. Then we're gonna do some hip dips. So let's get the feet out in front, a little wider than shoulder distance. And just drop both knees, alternating each side. Once again, going at your own pace. If you want to hold a particular side, because that feels good, go ahead and do that. We're going to get one more cycle on each side, and then we'll go into our cobbler pose. All right, and then rotate back over. Let's hold this one for just a moment. Ooh. All right, and bring your knees back up, and bring the soles of the feet together, and bring your heels in, and then just lean forward. Let's get those inner thighs. Letting the knees drop down. Yeah, let's bring back a classic saying. Think of that scene in The Lion King, the Mufasa scene. And then let's round out our backs and reach towards me. I reach towards you. Yeah. And for those of you who don't know what I'm referencing, it's the scene where Mufasa is about to die. No. That was a core memory for me, if you couldn't tell. All right, anyway, give me one last reach. Really slide or crawl with your fingertips. Boom, boom, boom. And then let's sit back up. Let's bring the knees back. We're going to stand up. We're going to get our hamstrings. Everyone's favorite starter. At least my favorite starter. Nice and wide stance. Toes facing forward. Let's reach the arms up. And then exhale as you swan dive forward. Nice and easy. Let's start with folding our forearms and resting our forehead right on the arms and rock side to side. And if you want to hold a little bit on each side, you can do that. You want to continue going between the two, that works too. As always, find what works best for your body. No right answer. All right, we're going to add the shoulders here. So I want everyone to clasp their fingertips behind them and reach the arms up or toward the front of the room. Those hamstrings are starting to feel pretty happy now. Okay. And let's release those fingertips. Let's plant the right hand right in front of your, on the ground, right in front of your face. Let's open up the chest. Let's rotate the left arm up towards the ceiling. Give me a nice reach with those left fingertips. And with the hand that's on the floor, you can rotate and push towards the floor and open up that chest even more. Then on your next out breath, let's drop the left arm back down, switch palms. Take the right arm up. You remember, turn the chin into the shoulder, up towards the ceiling as well. And then as you breathe out here, let's bring that right arm back down. And then on a slow 10 count, I'll call it out. Let's straighten up our torso. Okay, let the arms and head dangle. So we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oof, and 10. Okay, you can bring your legs together. Let's get our necks once again. So we're going to start with grabbing our right wrist behind our back, dropping the head down to our left shoulder. And then rotate your head forward. Let's look down at the ground or down at your mat. Maybe your toes are a little white because it's freezing. And then let's tilt the head back. Let's look up. Ooh. And then come your back to neutral. Bring your head back to center. And let's get the other side. So grab the left wrist, dropping the head down to the right. And I'm going to switch the order. So let's look up to start. And then gently roll your head forward so we can look down. All right, and then you can bring your head back to neutral and release the left wrist. And we're gonna get a shoulder stretch. So I'm gonna start with my left. So left arm across the top of your chest. Just loosening up the shoulder. So if you do those down dogs and such. Let's release that left arm. Let's get the right arm. Whew. Okay, and then let's release the right arm. Let's get our triceps. So left arm just behind your head. Let's give a gentle pull on the elbow. And remember, if you want to add a little side stretch, you can even lean a little bit towards your right. And then let's straighten up and switch arms. So that right arm is behind the head. All right, and then let's straighten up and release. I'm gonna face my door today. Let's do a split leg hamstring stretch. So I'm gonna start with my right leg out in front. My right toes are facing forward, heels are in line. The arms are up top. And then we're gonna swan dive down. Okay, keeping that right leg as straight as possible. And trying to drive our left heel towards our right ankle. And really paying attention to how that right hamstring feels that pinch. All right. And then let's bend the front knee and come on up. And switch legs. So left leg is out in front. Heels are in line. Let's keep that left leg straight. Let's bring the arms up top and swan dive over that straight left leg.
Okay, no matter where your hands are, use your arms to control how far down you go. Maybe you want to get a little bit further until it gets kind of intense, and then back off, and then back into it. All right, let's give one last reach here. And then just like the other side, let's bend the front knee to come on out. Oof.
All right. And then let's do malasana for the inner thighs. So medium stance. Let's go toes at about 45 degrees, keeping the head and chest up. If you want to put your hands at heart center, that's fine. And then let's lower ourselves down towards the earth, wherever feels comfortable for you. Okay. If you want to put your hands on your legs and support yourself, there's an option. Okay, do what works best for you. I'm going to take one breath together. So let's breathe in through the nose. Okay, and as you breathe out, no matter where you are, put your hands on your legs, your knees to support yourself as we gently rise up. Boom, boom, boom. And then we'll start our moving options. So find the front of your mat. Let's go feet and legs together. Let's stand up nice and tall. We're going to do 2 warm-up swan dives. So bring the arms up. And as you exhale, let's swan dive down. Let's reach for the ground, reach for the toes. And then coming up to flat back, resting your hands on your shins or your knees. And then round out the back, let's eyes up, head up, reverse swan dive until your hands are at the very top. That's one. Then swan dive back down. Okay, back up to flat back. Round out the back, reach for the floor, eyes up, head up, reverse swan dive. Okay, our hamstrings are feeling good. Let's start. Swan dive down. Back up to flat back. And on this exhale, round out the back, plant both palms, and let's step back to plank. And then chaturanga down, elbows at your sides, and come on up into upward dog. Okay, really push the floor away, get the head away from the rest of your body, away from the shoulders. Then come back to plank. You can add in a push up here into our first downward dog of the day. Whew, the low calves. All right. And then we're going to focus on each calf individually. So let's bend the left knee and drive the right heel. And notice how your right calf gets a lot of attention here. Notice where that pinch is. And then let's switch sides, bend the right knee. And same thing. Notice where that pinch, where you feel the pinch in your left calf. While you continue to breathe. Okay, let's go back to the right. Not quite as long now, the second rep. And then back to the left. All right, let's straighten both legs here. We're going to come into crescent pose to a prayer twist. So feet and legs together. We're going to start on the left. So let's float the left leg or left heel up into the air. And then swing the left leg through and plant it in front of us or in front. And then bring the arms and torso up. Really reach for the ceiling. And then drive the back heel down to the mat. Feeling a little pinch in our right hip. All right. And let's bring our hands to heart center as we transition into prayer twist on the left. So let's Stack our hands and press the right elbow into the left knee. The left elbow is pointing up towards your ceiling. Maybe look at something that's stationary around you. Help with your balance. Alrighty. And then let's come out of prayer twist, bring the arms back up into crescent pose. That back leg is still straight and strong. And let's exhale, bring the arms and torso down. Let's plant both hands. Left leg comes back to plank, and let's chaturanga down into upward dog. Okay, back to plank. Give me a push up if you'd like. Back into downward dog. And then we're going to get the right side. So feet and legs together. Let's float that right leg up into the air. And then swing it through and plant it in front. And bring the arms and torso up into crescent pose on the right. Okay, feeling the pinch in the left hip this time. And then bring the hands back to heart center. Let's come into prayer twist on the right. Sun is slowly coming out, kind of, sort of. It's no longer black outside, it's now a dark blue. All right. And then as you come on out, let's bring the arms back up, reaching for your ceiling in crescent pose. And then exhaling, bring everything back down, planting both palms. Right leg comes back to plank, and we're going to chaturanga into our upward dog. Back to plank, optional push up here into downward dog. All right, let's do our warrior sequence. So feet and legs together. We're going to float that left leg up into the air. Then we're going to swing it on through and plant it. And then as your arms and torso come up, that back heel comes down for warrior one. And making sure that front knee is tracking over the front ankle. And then bring the arms front and back for warrior two. All right. And then let's dip back into reverse warrior, gently resting the right palm, the back leg. Left arm is reaching behind us, over the head. Okay, back to warrior two. From here, we're going to do a straight leg triangle pose. So let's straighten that front leg, front knee. And I want you to reach forward with the left arm. Reach, 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 reach. When you can't reach any longer, you can drop the left hand down either on the leg, inside of the leg, or on the outside if you want to do a little more advanced, and then reach up towards your ceiling with the right arm. And turn your chin towards the shoulder, towards the ceiling. I guess also towards your shoulder. Both work. Okay, let's do extended triangle pose. So take that right arm and reach towards the front of the room, over your head. Feel that in your right side. Whew. Hello. All right, bring the fingertips back up towards the ceiling. We're going to pop back up into warrior two. And let's bend that front knee once again. And then let's dip back into reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. And then let's swing that right arm forward and up for warrior one. And then let's exhale, bring everything back down. That back heel is up. Let's plant both palms. Left leg comes back to plank. And we're going to chaturanga into upward dog. Okay, back to plank. Give me a push up here into our downward dog. And let's repeat that sequence on the right side. So feet together. Let's float the right heel up into the air.
Let's swing it on through. And come to warrior one. Arms front and back for warrior two. Okay, let's dip back into reverse warrior for just a moment. And back to warrior two. And remember, we're going to do the triangle pose. So straighten up that front leg and reach as far forward as you can with the right fingertips, right arm. And then bring the right hand down to the floor. Left arm is reaching for your ceiling. All right, we're gonna do the extended triangle pose. So take that left arm and reach over your head towards the front of the room. And notice how that left side begins to light up. And then reach back for the ceiling with the left fingertips. And then we're gonna pop back up into warrior two, and let's bend that front knee. Okay, let's undo everything. Let's go into reverse warrior, reaching for the back of the room with those right fingertips. And then back to warrior two. And then let's swing that left arm forward and up for warrior one. And let's give me a long exhale as you bring the torso back down. Let's plant both palms. That right leg comes back to plank. Let's chaturanga down. Do our upward dog. Okay, back to plank. Give me a push up here if you'd like. Into downward dog. All right, from here we're gonna go into chair pose. So take a look at that space in between your hands, and on three, we're gonna step our feet between our hands and come to chair pose. But on this last downward dog of the day, give me one last push with those hands. Really push the floor away. Drive the heels down. And then I'm going to count to three. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to step my feet towards my hands. Feet and legs are together. Dropping my bottom down. Arms come up, straight up from our hip through our torso. Don't let the elbows flare. You want a straight line from your bottom all the way to your fingertips. We're breathing. All right. And then gently straighten up your body, keeping your hands up in the air. Let's get off those heels and feel the calves. All right. And then as you exhale, lower yourself back down, bring the hands to heart center. We're going to do twisting chair pose on the left. So it's just like prayer twist, except our legs are together, pressing the right elbow into the left knee, stacking the hands. All right, and then come back to center. And then we're gonna straighten up our bodies. Arms are reaching up towards the ceiling. Get off the heels. Okay, let's take one deep breath in. And as you breathe out, lower the hands to heart center and lower the heels back down. And let's do twisting chair pose on the right. Okay, and if you notice your knees aren't very bent and your bottom's up in the air, see how low you can go. Controlling that distance, controlling that angle, and finding what works best for you. All right. And then let's come back out of it.
straighten up our bodies for a third and final time as we reach up, heels up. I want up. Right, and then just like the last rep, let's take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, bring the hands to heart center, heels back down. And we're gonna take our midway break. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick. Feel free to do the same. All right, we'll take another 10 or 15 seconds and we'll do tree. We're all gonna stand up. All right, so let's get 98% of our weight on our left foot and our left leg. And then let's bring the right heel in, stack it somewhere on our left leg, if that's an option for you. Okay, add the arms. You can actually either leave them at heart center or even reach them up. Very good. We're gonna do one more moment here. And then let's release the right leg. If you want to shake out that left ankle, feel free to do so. All right. This one's always the interesting one. All right, let's get 98% of our weight on our right foot and our right leg. And then let's stack our left foot somewhere on our right leg if that's an option for you. Adding the arms up top. Just looking somewhere that's stationary. Ooh. Woo. All right, and then let's come on out. It's actually not so bad for me, given my ankle issue. But anyhow, let's put a pin in that. We're gonna have a seat. Ooh. And as always, after tree, I always like to do table. So let's plant the soles of our feet in front of us. Hands are behind us, both are about shoulder distance apart. And then just prop yourself up, pressing your hips towards the ceiling, dropping the head back once you're in position. This one never ceases to amaze me how many things it touches. It seems so simple. The shoulders feel it. Sometimes my biceps feel it. My glutes. Almost like a fun all in one. Okay, give me one last press of the hips towards the ceiling. And then gently bring yourself back down. Let's keep your feet and legs where they are. Let's lie down on our backs and get ready for bridge. So clasp the hands underneath you and then press the floor away with your feet as you roll onto your shoulders.
If you want to do the support version, plant the elbows down the mat and put your hands on your near your hips or on your lower back, whichever is more comfortable. Okay, you can even leave them on the floor if you feel as though your stability is good. Just like table, give me one last push with the feet. Really feel those glutes. And then gently, one vertebra at a time, come down, control it. Okay, don't just flop back down. Let's not break ourselves. All right, let's get one for our glutes. So let's keep the right foot planted and bring the left heel onto the right knee or right quad. Let's grab our right leg, whether that's your right shin or your hamstring. Okay, I'm going to do 3 long breaths. And with each exhale, really relax. See how deep into the left glute you can stretch. So let's breathe in through the nose and release. Okay, once again, let's breathe in and let go. Okay, last time on this side, let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And let's let go of that right leg. Let's get the left foot planted. Right foot comes up into position. And then let's grab onto the left shin or left hamstring. Ooh. Okay. And then same thing. Let's do our 3 breaths. So let's breathe in. And a nice, long, slow exhale. And let's breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. All right, last breath here. Let's breathe in. And then let's blow out our birthday cake. Okay. Pretend you have 100 candles. That's how long I want the breath. And let's let go of our left leg. We can stay on our backs because we're going to happy baby. So legs are up in the air. Arms are the inside parts of the legs, but then you grab the outside parts of the feet. Okay, just pull the knees in towards the underarms. And then once you're in position, rock left to right. And just massage your spine against your mat. Good. And then you can release the legs. And then we're going to do one we haven't done in a while. So you can hug your knees into your chest. And then we're just going to roll from here. We're going to roll forward and back, gently massaging your spine. Let's do it 5 times. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I almost sat up on that one. And then just lie back down. Ooh. Hello, spine. All right, we can sit back up. We're gonna do a whole spine section here because I feel like it. All right, you can stick your left leg out. Let's take the right leg, our right foot and plant it on the left side of our leg. And then hug the right knee with our left arm. It's kind of similar to the one we did at the beginning. This one kind of feels like the right hip of the right glute. I like these combo ones. Okay, let's release this side. Right leg is out in front. Left foot's planted. We're wrapping the right arm around the left knee.
Okay, with that palm that's on the floor. And one last push, turning the chin into the shoulder. All right, let's let go. We're going to continue with our whole spine thing. We're going to go come into cat-cow. Okay, let's roll up our mats. Unless you have a fancy target one that happens to be extra plush or whatever. Okay, we're on all fours. And then let's do 5 breath cycles. So let's breathe in, bring the head and bottom up, the chest is down. And then exhale, round out the back. Let's inhale, head up, really push the floor away. And then exhale, head down. Okay. Inhale, head up. That's 3. Let's exhale.
Really push your back up towards the ceiling. Okay.
Inhale, head up. Okay. And bring the head back down. Let's do one more. Let's inhale, head up. Okay. Exhale, head down. Ooh. And then come into neutral spine. And since we're already on all fours, let's do one for our forearms. So let's start by turning the fingertips to the sides. Okay, we're going to stay on our knees here. And then just lean towards your right or over the right hand. You should feel that for a stretch creep up your right forearm. It doesn't take much movement, at least not for me. And then let's come back to the left. And let's do 3 times each side. So let's go back to the right. Oof. Okay, and then to the left. That's 2. And then last time here, back to the right. Over to the left. And come back to neutral. Let's get off our wrists for a moment. Let's roll out our forearms, or I'm sorry, roll out our wrists. You can change the direction. And then we'll do one more forearm. It's very similar, except we're going to get real crazy with it. When you plant your palms in front of you, bring your fingertips towards you, and then just lower your bottom towards your heels. And just like the other version, it doesn't take very much distance. It feels that you don't even move, but there's a whole lot of stretch. Good bang for buck, you know? All about that efficiency. Anywho, as you breathe out, just continue to lower your bottom towards your heels, really control that distance, see what feels good to you. Give me one last stretch here, and then to come out of it, gently lean forward and one wrist at a time. Come on out. And let's shake those wrists, roll those wrists, maybe make a figure 8. I know it's a lot, but your forearms will thank you. All right, let's do another one we haven't done in a while. Let's do camel, if you can get to camel. So you can start by putting your hands on your hips. And you can just lean back, kind of feel that in the front of my body. Okay, and then depending on how crazy you want to get, and you know, your mileage may vary, one hand at a time. If you can, bring your hands to your heels. Okay, if you can't, you can keep your hands right on your lower back. That works too. Support yourself. But for those of you watching and recording, if you want to get all the way back, you can even drop your head back to full camel. Okay, and just like all our exercises, if you're not here, we're just going to do this over the course of the weeks. See if you can get there. Anyhow, regardless of where you are, especially if you're in camel, one hand at a time, bring yourself back to your back, support yourself. Okay. Whew. Hello. All right, we can get off our rolled up mats if that's what you were doing with me. We're gonna get our hamstrings, so we're back on our bottoms. I'm gonna start with my left leg out in front, bring the right heel in. Okay, remember on this stretch, you want to flex the foot so the toes are facing the ceiling. Add the arms up top. And then exhale over that straight left leg. In, whether your hands are on your shins or your ankle or your toes, regardless of where you are, keep the back of the knee on the floor. Okay, give me one last breath in. And then as you exhale, don't release. Give me one last reach. Really go for the gold here. All right, and then come on up. Then we're going to do that same thing on the right side. So let's switch legs. Left heel's in, toes are flexed, not pointed. Add the arms up top, and then exhale over that straight right leg. And continuing to breathe out and reach a little bit further in the stretch. And just like the left side, we're going to take one last deep breath in. And then as you exhale, really get deeper into that stretch. Deep, 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 deep. And release. Oof. Okay, and since we did both sides individually, we always get both feet together. You can kind of see how unbalanced you are, or rather see where you need to get better at. Let's phrase it like that. Okay, so feet and legs together. Toes are flexed. And then let's reach for those toes, reach for the shins, your ankles, whatever. I always find that when it's colder, I'm less flexible. Okay, and then just like each side individually, we're gonna take one last breath in. And then give me one last reach. And then let's release. Sit on up. Woo. All right, I think I'm feeling pigeon today. So come into a push-up or plank position. And I'm going to start by bringing my right foot planted behind my left wrist and drop both knees down. So my right shin is about 90 degrees from the rest of my body. You can untuck the back foot, untuck the back toes. And if up here's enough for you, you can stay there. If not, continue to settle in, find the position that works. I think it's your glute or hip. Lower yourself down if that's an option for you. We're just going to hang out here for about 45 seconds. This one always feels so amazing. Not an exaggeration. And at the end of the 45 seconds, I'll let you know when we'll come back up and we'll add the glute stretch. But we're just chilling, we're hanging out, we're having a good time. We're not, but hopefully having a good time. Okay. And then from here, no matter where you are, let's plant both palms back on the mat. You can keep the right one where it is. Reach behind you with your left arm and try to pull that left heel in. And if that's not an option for you, you can just reach back with your left arm. It's fine. But for my
People who can, let's add that left quad. Boom, 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 boom. We're feeling good. And then let's release that left foot back down. Okay, both palms are planted. Let's come back to plank. And let's step that left foot forward behind our right wrist and drop both knees down. Untuck the back toes. And once again, using the palms if they're on the floor, just find that position that works for you. Maybe come down to your elbows, whatever. And we have another 45 seconds. Okay, give me one last inhale. And then as you exhale, let's plant the palms back on the mat as we reach behind us. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for the over the toe variation on this side just for fun. Okay, give me one last pull with the right arm. And then let's release that right foot back down. Let's get off that left ankle.
Okay, we're gonna add one more spine stretch before we come into our closing sequence. So let's lie back down. Sorry, I should have done this earlier when we were doing our spine section there. So let's hug the right knee in. Enjoy that little stretch. Let's bring the right knee out to the right. Whew. All right, let's bring it back to center. And then grabbing the outside part of the knee with the left hand. Let's pull our left leg over to the left as we extend our right arm out to the right. Okay, we're wringing out our spines like a damp rag. We're just letting out all that gray water. And continuing to exhale. Okay, nice long exhales. Okay, let's give me one last deep breath in. And then relax, get lower into that side. All right, and let's bring the right leg back over. We're gonna hug the left knee in. Enjoying this little stretch. All right, and then let's bring the left knee out to the left. Let's get the outside, or rather the inside of the stretch. Anyhow, bring the left knee back to center. Let's grab the outside part of the left knee. Let's bring the left leg over to the right side of our body, reaching out to the left with the left fingertips, looking towards our left, letting our spines decompress. All right, let's take one deep breath in. Nice long exhale. All right, let's bring the left leg back to center. Then we're going to come to child's pose. So let's sit on those heels. Knees are about as wide as your mat. Let's breathe in. You exhale, reach the arms forward in front of you on your mat. As you come down into child's pose, resting your forehead or your temples right on your mat.
Just notice how nice this one feels. Okay, and then come forward out of child's pose and rotate and return to your back. Everyone's favorite, the full body destroyer. Okay, probably more commonly known as corpse pose. If you have a yoga block, feel free to use it as a support for the back of your head. Leave your arms at your sides. Relax the legs. I'm going to not talk for 60 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1. That was about a minute. You can keep your eyes closed. Let's reach the arms overhead, point the toes at the bottom, and do a nice morning stretch. Whew. All right, and let's rotate onto your side. Rest your head right on your hands. Okay. Just breathe in this position. All right. And whichever arm is on top, plant that palm right on the mat and gently push yourself up. Okay. Let's return to where we started, back in lotus position. Your eyes could still be closed. That's great. We're feeling good. All right. So sitting up nice and tall, we're going to take our 3 breaths. Breathe out with some sound. If you want to ohm with me, feel free. If not, just breathe out like you're fogging up a mirror. So let's breathe in through the nose and breathe out with some sound. Oh. All right, once again, let's breathe in through the nose and breathe out with some sound. Oh. All right, last time, let's really make it count. Let's breathe in and breathe out with some sound.
Let's bring our hands to namaste at our hearts. And feel free to repeat after me if that's what feels good for you. May you have clear and kind intentions. Let's raise our hands to our foreheads. May you have clear and kind thoughts. Let's bring our hands to our lips. May you have clear and kind communication. Let's return our hands to our hearts. And as always, the light in me celebrates and honors the light in you. Namaste, my friends. We're going to pause your watches for those of you who like to record that.